Yeah. Um, I'm very tired. Not very tired. I could be more tired, but um, we're playing some Infamous today, and want to talk about family. Uh, and it's a very important issue today. Oh my God, I've never seen that happen before. Um, it's a big issue today um, because of just how it's something so small, or it seems like something small because it's so intrinsically, it's something that's so firmly planted into you from a young age that it just goes unquestioned, like entirely. You know, there's definitely people who have talked about it that I've seen, but it's just something that's definitely not mainstream, like at all. Um, and it's just basically like how people view family, what people, uh, I guess the idea of family, like what it is in your mind, and you know, it's all wrong. Um, and I say all the time, like, it sounds arrogant, but I can see the
We
other
brought in
side.
someone from your
Like,
village today. He was pretty worked over, but still coherent.
hold on, I want to listen to
The
this real quick.
Ukomish are tough. Augustine told him he had tested positive for the conduit gene, and that he had one chance to join her. He looked at her and just started laughing. She was furious. I've seen her use that "you're a conduit too" tactic before. Works more than you think. Not on your buddy. He just kept laughing until Augustine told him to take him away to Curtin K and forget about him. Just as he was being dragged out of the room, he said, "If Delson finds you, tell him hi from the Akomish."
That's cool. Anyway, family. Like, the idea that your family is like your immediate, you know, quote unquote blood relatives is bullshit. It's just an idea that was kind of sold to you, and it's like, by your parents, obviously. Everybody's doing it. Everybody does the same shit. Nobody has it right. Literally everybody is wrong about it. Not literally everybody, but um, it's all blood. Like, I'm sorry. I know everybody has this idea in their head that their family is somehow more important uh, than the rest of the world, and it's just not only is it harmful to just society, and I mean it's a regression of humanity in general. And I understand, like,
The man,
you know
the plan, and
after
the
all the
Arsenal
news that's
champ.
coming out these days and the things that these people are doing, like, I don't want to consider them family either, but and that there's a difference between family and friends, obviously, but you know at the end of the day, when it's all over, the vile um, reprobates are gone. we can't go back to um, this idea of kinfolk, this lie of your brother and your sister and your father and your mother being somehow more important than, the rest of the world. It's this whole like it's kind of a funny thing too, like, you know, everybody memes about how they hate Thanksgiving because they hate their family and they don't get along with each other, and Christmas and like family reunions are just miserable because um, you don't get along with your family, and it's true. And that is why I say it's like it's some lie that's been sold to you, because that's not how life is supposed to work. You're not supposed to be fucking crammed into this little hole with these people and spend all your time with them. Like, everybody is important. Everybody should have an equal distribution in your life, and it's like, obviously you can't have a relationship with everybody, but it's just the attitude of, oh, you live with your mom or your dad, and you got to put up with them, and you got to do this whole song and dance of the family thing, and it's like, that's not how it works. People don't like each other. People just get miserable with each other that way. Um, and it's not really that important. Some people will have you say it is, but blood is thicker than water. You know, your family is your family, not, the one who popped you out, not the one who fucking grew up next to you. Like, you guys are miserable together. You can't stand each other. Your family, you know. But also, like, that's the other thing. Like, it's not necessarily your friends. It's not like you have to love everybody, but it's that whole thing of like taking care of each other. A man takes care of his own, and what his own is, he has been lied to about what his own is. A man believes that his own is simply his immediate blood relatives, and that is a lie. And that is why you see so many kids getting abused, and then, so many kids get just everything. Like me, for example, my parents were very good. They took care of me a lot. Um, never hit me, never really did any shit like that. You know, no parent I don't think is perfect, but that's also because, that's not how parenting is supposed to work. Society has the obligation to be the parent. When I look at little kids, I see my children. When I see my friends, little brother, I see that as my kid. That's my kid, and I have an obligation to give him everything that I can, and give him the best advice that I can. And that's just not how people work. And you know, it ends up with some kids getting brutally abused, and then some kids getting absolutely everything in the fucking world, and then their parents just saying, well, it's not, my responsibility, even though that's a fucking lie. It is your responsibility. It is 100% your responsibility to do your best for every child, every son and every daughter, every little boy sitting there in the cold, desolate basements and, afraid that he's gonna get, you know, wondering when his next meal is gonna be, wondering when he's gonna get beaten next, trying to choose his words carefully because he knows it, could end up with him getting seriously hurt. And, you just want to sit there and say, well, sucks to suck. He should have been born by better parents. It's, you know, like that's basically what you're saying. And everybody will tell you that that's not the case, but it really is, especially if you had good parents. It is 150,000% your responsibility to ensure that those little kids who didn't get what you got. You need to make sure that they have good childhood. It's your responsibility as a man or a woman, not just because I hate that stupid man shit. It's your responsibility as a human being to ensure that your own is taken care of, and that is your own. You are human, and therefore you are blood. Okay? You cut yourself, and red stuff comes out every single time. You can't tell me that just because you're black, just because you're white, doesn't mean that you're not kin. You are. Every last one of you is my family, and there's nothing I can do to change it. Even the monsters. Even the scum. And I have a responsibility not only to help the people who were given such a bad hand, but also to condemn those who dealt a bad hand. And this attitude that most people have these days of every man for himself. You just want to make sure that your family does well and just move on with it and don't think about it whatsoever. When I raised this idea to my dad, he just moved on. He told me what his position was and he moved on, and he never gave any thought. And that's what people do. And it's another one of those things where it's, oh well, if everyone, then everyone. How can I rightly give my precious, knowledge and my precious help? Like, I can't just do it by myself. What would it be worth? How can I pick this one kid when there's millions of kids getting that, there's millions of kids who are suffering. So, what can I rightly do for all of them? You can't convince one person to make a change. You have to convince them all in order for this to actually work. And that's why you can't be so aggressive about it and blame people. My dad did move on, but what is he supposed to do? He can't just go out onto the street, pick some kid, and help him off the streets and help him find a good career path and whatnot. It has to flow all throughout it. You can't just one person can't just come along and change the world for everybody. Everybody has to do it. That's why I say, as a human being, you have an obligation to do your best for every child that comes around. everybody gotta be on. Everybody gotta participate, you know? Otherwise, it just doesn't work, you know? When everybody just looks after their family, you're gonna end up with so much filth on the streets, so many broken homes, so many kids who get jack fucking shit. And you and I, as human beings, have an obligation, nay, a duty to help those children. Every child is your own. And if you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. You know? And that's just one of those issues. Oh my God, where did they come from? Jesus. Hold on. They should take care of at least those guys. And it's kind of, you know, one of those things where you can state the facts of the situation, and then, you know, nothing will become of it. Because every time you say something like this, it's always, well, what do we do? Well, what do we do? And it's like it's not as simple as a quick fix, like, solution. It's not just, oh, you have to do this. We have to raise a bunch of money for some shit. No, it has to come every single day. You know, I'm not saying it's easy either, but it has to be everyone. It's either everyone or no one. You know? And so many people are just like, don't give a fuck. So many people just are about themselves and, you know, their family, their direct, you know, brothers and sisters and their kids. And, like, it's this idea that's been sold to them. So you can't really be mad, but at the same time, you can't just let it go on. You know, you have to take care of each other. You have to give advice to one another. You have to take time. You have to have patience for kids. You know, my friend once, you know, I went over to my friend's house, and her little brother was, you know, doing some bullshit. He's like 5 years old. And he was trying to talk to her about, like, his little toy or whatever, and, you know, whatever, you know. Kids will be kids. They literally just popped out into this world, and they don't understand shit, and you just have no patience for them. He was trying to tell you about his little fucking toy or whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was, but he was just trying to talk to her, and she was just like, okay, cool, like, in that tone, exactly, literally in that tone. And, like, he would say something, like, once, like, just say something, like, and she would just not even entertain it. And, like, dude, that is not how you talk to kids. I don't give a fuck how exhausting your life is. That is not how you talk to your little brother. That is, like, horrible. Like, I wish I had a little brother running around this house, because I would be there for him. I would do everything in my power to give him a light a guiding light that he can look up to, that cares for him, that has time for him, that, you know, wants to empower him. And that's literally my best friend, was just like being so fucking rude. Like, dude, he's a fucking 5-year-old. How are you gonna sit there and treat him like that? I know he's annoying, but like, you need to, like, that is not how you treat kids. And it's that whole, not only is it, you know, me and mine, me and mine, me and mine, me and mine, but also you don't have any fucking patience for me and mine anyway. You ignore them, you turn them out, you you beat them, and then when they're older, you act like it never happened. You're cold, you don't give a fuck about kids. You don't give a fuck, and you act like you're so kind, and you want such great things for the world, whilst you treat the future generations like they don't even fucking exist. You know, you're supposed to give something better to the kids than what you got. But all you ever want to do is pass down the same broken traditions that result in pain and drug addiction and death. And you sit there and you act like it's not happening. Like you're just still doing your best. Like you can't control those things. Like you can't control the fact that the flow goes where it goes. And you're all a part of it. So as much as it is about the entirety of the world, it's also about you. You know? So while you can't just go out and give financial stability to some you know, some random kid who lives with a meth ass fucking pathetic meth head guy who gets beaten. You can't easily just do that, you know. That's something that has to come later. That's something that has to come when people are working more like-mindedly and working more as a team rather than this hyper individualist shit we got going on right now. You know, you're not even good to the ones that you call your family. You're not even good to the ones that you say matter. You know, you want to talk all about kinfolk, but you don't even give a fuck about your so-called kinfolk. You know? So, if it's all about yours, all yours, then at least treat it with some fucking dignity and respect. You know? You know, maybe then we can start taking a step closer to making a more warm and welcoming world. You know, you should be able to find good advice and inspiration everywhere you go. Every face you see should provide as best with whatever mental energy or physical energy they have, you know? But we don't live in a charitable world, I guess. That's one of the things that I've always thought, and something that has always been so intrinsic for me. Oh, I don't listen to this.
They experimented with a number of abilities. They needed something visually strong, easy to train, and versatile. This proved harder than you might imagine. All of the plant and organic abilities made people uneasy. Wire proved way too hard to control. Paper didn't convey strength and security. Surprisingly, glass was a strong contender, but eventually proved too difficult to master. Augustine's concrete ability more and more became the only obvious choice. She was the poster child of the DUP. It made sense her ability would be the one imbued in all the troops.
Dude, imagine if this game you were fighting glass enemies. I wish there were more. This game is, like, for what it is, this game is perfect. But I want more Infamous. Anyway, it's always been intrinsic in my mind that my family is not my mom or my dad. You know, they are my family, obviously, no fucking shit. But it's also only across the street, as much as I don't really like my neighbors sometimes. You know, as much as people can piss you off, they're still your family. That's just a human thing. And, you know, it's tough because, you know, where we are right now, we hate each other. And trust me, I get it. I can't say I'm free from hate, and I would always condemn hate and say that the world is full of flowers and sunshine, but it's really not. You know, we don't want to be family. We don't want to be friends. We don't want to know each other. We don't want to give to each other. But it has to be. It's what it has to be. So, I guess I'm partially accepting that, you know, this just isn't a perfect world. We're not perfect people. You know, whether some people deserve to breathe is up for debate, I guess. You know, should we just cut out all the people who we don't like, who we don't want to be our family, all the rapists, all the murderers, all the, you know, race traitors, people like that, people who don't deserve to breathe? Do we just cut our family into what we want it to be, or do we try and work through those differences? Well, it might not be possible, because some people don't want to. Some people, no matter how reasonable you are, will still hate you for one reason or another. You know, some people, their convictions are based on things like that, things like rape and, you know, racism and murder and psychopathy, and some people just hate you because of your haircut. Some people hate you because, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to be family with someone like that? Do you want to give good advice to their children? Do you want them giving advice to your children? Or is it a better alternative? You know, is what we have right now a better alternative to a world where everybody is taking care of each other, where we work as a unit, where we are all a family? Or is it better now where everything is desolate and cold and lonely and every man is for himself? Some people would have you believe that that's also just a matter of perspective, but I don't really see it that way. Sure, you know, you can take the good with the bad and see that this is an opportunity to teach people about kindness and fellowship and love. But when it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, you know what I mean? You know, and Even when those I don't know what you call those guys. Like I'm thinking of like this guy right now. This one guy who just said, "Oh, it's all a matter of perspective." Um, so you grow up in a meth house. You're born addicted to meth because your mom was doing meth while you were in the womb. Oh no, no, no. Actually, you're just looking at it the wrong way because actually you deserved to be a um you know what I mean? Like is it really um is there really a good side to this? You know, and it's oh my God, it's this romanticization of mental illness and addiction. It just makes me fucking sick. It makes me so fucking sick how all of this lying and all of this hypocrisy and all of this filth laden all over the streets. And some people just want to say, at the end of the day, brother, at the end of the day, brother, it's you. It's all up to you. You know, tell that to the little kid. Tell that to the little kid stuck in a basement somewhere, afraid for his fucking life. Brother, it's all a matter of perspective. 5-year-old kid. You're just not grinding hard enough, 5-year-old kid on meth. Addicted to meth at 5 years old. You're just not, your mindset is all wrong, brother. You know? You kind of see what I'm saying? Like, you can look after yourself, and you should. And your direct, you know, direct kid, like your kiddo and your wife and your brother and whatnot, you know, if you really have a strong bond with them, that's good. But my guy, you you have an obligation to take care of your own, and you know, if you don't want to well, I was gonna make a point, but I actually just hold on. I was gonna say, you know, for grown men or whatever, because that this big argument is like, oh, if you're a grown man, you gotta do it yourself. But you know, even that's wrong because you know some people have so much like deeply, deeply unresolved problems, and it's not, you know, everybody. So many people will be like, "Oh, so what? It's not my problem. I gotta get the bills paid." Um, you know, and they use that as an excuse to be cold and rude and unsympathetic. You know, you know, to say that everybody's asking you to waste your time and be some slave or something. I don't know what it is that people think we're talking about. Like all people want at the end of the day, all I'm really making an argument for is kindness. And it's like it's not enough for these people to be focused on themselves. They also have to make everyone else suffer. They have to go out of their way to be um to make things worse for you, you know? To be so fucking ignorant as to claim you understand everybody else's experience, and it's just like, that's not family. That's not how you treat family. But they don't see you as family, and that's the problem. You have to see everybody else as family. And if you saw, you know, the entire world as your family, and you saw what your brothers and sisters were doing to each other and what was happening overseas to your brothers and sisters, you would want to do something about it. But you don't see the world that way. You don't even think about it. You just say, oh, yeah, if you believe in evolution. And then you move on with your Labubu ass fucking life of nothingness. You know? It's this whole non-perspective of life that results in you being so complacent with genocide and theft and fraud and you know, not questioning why people romanticize suicide and gangsters and murderers and shit like that. You know, just go along with it. It's I don't understand why the cops. Yeah, I hate this fucking subject, dude, because it's so all over the place and like, oh my god, it's just so like, I I don't want to say I hate the people because I can't. Like, I just don't want to fucking. It just doesn't help, dude. It doesn't get me any closer to what I'm trying to do here. Um, and especially right now, it just seems kind of hopeless because, you know, whether or not everyone is trying to do the right thing, or if whether it's some people who are just psychopaths who want to kill brown people, it doesn't really matter because I can't blame anyone. I can't blame anyone who says they will never forgive ICE agents. I can't blame any of them. I can't blame anyone who says they'll never forgive the pedophiles, you know. I just can't. And it sucks because I wish this all just never fucking happened. It shouldn't have gone down this way. We were supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to be family. That's what I'm trying to say, dude. Like, we're supposed to take care of each other and love each other, but we're not lovable. So many people are just scum. And it's awful. It makes me like want to just kill myself and like get it over with. I don't want to live in a world like this, dude. Like, I legit don't. And I just like lose my fucking shit when people are like, well, how can you say that? You have to believe in something. It's like, you are all nothing, dude. You all make yourselves nothing. You all make yourselves these cold, lifeless husks. You're not human, dude. You don't treat one another as human. How can I possibly want to live in this world? I'm like, I want the world to look a different way. I want people to see the world the way I see it, but they just don't. You know, you only care about your family, and then you'll say that you care. It's not that I don't care about you. It's not that I don't care about other people, but I just have to do my thing, and that's what said everybody fucking ever, bro. And that's the problem. You're all just playing the part. You know, and if I had the world stage, maybe I could change your minds. But that's just the thing. It's not gonna work unless you all participate. And it's just like, dude, some people just aren't going to. Some people maybe don't. Some people maybe don't deserve to be included. And it sucks. It just breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. I don't want to live in this world anymore, dude. It is the same sign. See, these are both Salmon Lake. Why are they both Salmon Lake? What does that mean? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. It's just one of those topics that I'm like, huh, you know? What are you gonna do? Because I don't want them, dude. I also feel the same way. Like, I don't want some people to breathe. Certain people are just scum. And like, they're not, I don't want them, I wish they weren't my family. But that's just how I see the world. Like, we all came from the same place, dude. We're all brothers and sisters. And there's nothing you can do about it. Prove anything else. Prove anything other than we are all blood. But you can't. And you don't even think about it. So to you, it's like, oh well, you know, it's so fucking stupid. That's always what my ex said. She was always like, yeah, if you believe in evolution, you do. It's like, what is it then? Like, anything else. And then she just went on with her fucking day. She just never thought about it. And that's the way it is, dude. You guys give no thought to anything abstract like that. You don't really think about where you are in the world and what's really going on here. And I understand, you know, I'm in a very unique position where I have so much time on my hands, and all my life I've done nothing but think. And I've landed in this position where I just don't want to live in this disgusting world anymore. Like, I hate so many people because I used to love them so much, and I realize now that they don't deserve it. So it's just become hate. I don't want you to be my family. I don't want things to get better because I feel like you don't deserve it. I don't think you deserve a world like that. You know? I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I literally just want to kill myself, bro. Like, I literally, there's no fucking reason to live anymore other than to look at pretty trees and eat nice food and have friends, you know, here and there. But other than that, it's just scamming and OnlyFans and garbage and, you know, worthless non-people who don't deserve me loving them the way I do. But I just can't help myself but feel an intrinsic connection to everybody. Because that's just what it is. And like, that's literally just a fact. Like, a solid, set in stone, written in the stars fact. And, like, there's literally nothing you can say to change it. And, you know, whilst in that reality, all of this horrid, abhorrent shit is going on, and I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be around certain people. I want certain people to die. And that's just not something we can rightly do, but it might have to be. I don't know. That's a kind of a different issue, but like it's just like, dude, I don't know. I want to kill myself though. Like seriously, dude. There's literally no fucking point in living in a world with people like this. Like literally you guys make it like you you have murdered life. You have murdered everything good. You destroyed love. You destroyed value. You destroyed fun. You know. And I don't think I'm much longer for this earth. I just want to get that out, you know, and then leave. Like, there's literally no fucking point, dude. I don't want to live in a world where everybody is just looking out for themselves and I'm expected to do the same. I meant to live in a community of people where everyone looks out for one another and there's no such thing as depression and loneliness and there's no mockery of sadness and when people feel out of place and when they don't know what to do with themselves. That's you're supposed to help them out of it. You're supposed to help people find themselves and help people calm down so that they can think, so that they can figure it out and have their own calling and you just destroyed it. You just destroyed every ounce of grace you could ever have by making a mockery of human beings, by laughing in people's faces when they talk about how they feel lost and discarded, you know. And that's kind of why what's happening right now is happening. You know, as pathetic as it is to resort to literally killing people and kidnapping people for some government mandated fucking Gestapo ass regime, like that's what it is, dude. These are the dudes who feel discarded, who feel like they had no place, and you just sat there and mocked them for not being man enough, for not carving out their own path, for wishing for guidance. And that's what you do. You know, it all ties back to what are you doing for those kids? What do you do for that kid who's stuck in that meth head basement? You just mock him? I mean, you do. You can't say you don't. That's what you do. You just sit there and mock him because he's not man enough. Because he's not man enough to carve out his own path. Because he hasn't figured it out already. It's this whole thing of, oh no, don't pester me with your filthy desire, with your filthy needs. Don't pester me with this shit that's beneath me. You know, me and mine who have it figured out, we're gonna watch a movie now. We're gonna eat our exotic foods. Don't pester me with your pathetic, oh, you can't make it work. Oh, your family's hungry. Oh, don't pester me with that shit. You know, it's filthy, and that's who you are. You know, even if you don't think you are, even if you're not trying to be that way, it's what it is. It's me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. So I'm gonna kill myself, and like I always say it's on my 25th birthday. I think it probably will be. It depends on how much I can get done. As long as I can just get my word out there. As long as I can, as long as I've said what I needed to say. I don't really care if the world doesn't, you know. Yeah, dude, I ought to like actually stream one of these days, like even if nobody's gonna talk about it. Like, oh shit. Hey fellas. Holy fuck, guys, my voice is like killing me right now. I've been like talking for too long, and like I can feel like it feels like I'm in so much pain from just talking. Dude, I'm really not trying to come off like a downer, but like literally it is what it fucking is. Like people just need to care. If you don't want to care for racist people, if you don't want to call racist Bubba over there in fucking Texas, if you don't want to call him your brother, that's fine. But his kid, his little 5-year-old kid who's gonna get brainwashed by him into believing that black people are the devil. Like, you owe it to that kid to help him. You owe it to that kid to save him from that shit. Like, that is a little kid, you know, and it is your duty as a human being to save him from that shit, bro. Just the same as any meth head, just the same as... Like, that's just not how life works, guys. And, like, I can sit here and say that all I want, and you're never gonna listen, so... I'm just gonna say it and promote it as much as I can, and I'm killing myself. And that's just the way it is, because I don't want to live in this world, bro. I don't want to live with y'all. Y'all don't want to see y'all. I don't want to fucking concern myself with y'all. But just know that every child out there is my family. And every child out there is your family, and you have an obligation to help them. And so do I. And, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I don't care if it makes you upset or if you don't think that you're wrong. You just are. It's all blood. Your kinfolk isn't real. It's a fucking lie. You know? It is what it is, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna have to fucking take some notes for this one, too. I don't want to kill myself now, though. You know what I mean? I have to wait till I'm 25 for this shit. By then, the world might change and I'll have to fucking stay here. It's just like, bro, I hate y'all. I hate you all so fucking much. Like, I want a new family. I literally want a new family. We might do a quest. I think, holy shit, guys. Fuck you. I think I have said what I need to say. I mean, I don't know what else I can really say about it. Like, I don't know how, I need to go I wanna, like, start something, like, start some kind of initiative that goes and helps people. Like, so much needs to be done. Like, you could literally go to meth houses and not separate them, not permanently at least. Like, kids in meth houses like that, and you guys know, like, communities know where the meth houses are. Communities know when, like, especially in lower income areas. And that's kind of what pisses me off more about it is lower income areas tend to be more familial. Like, that tends to be a much, of much more value than high income areas where people are just stupid and they don't really know what's going on in the world. But like low income areas, like y'all are smart. Y'all know what's up. And like, being that, you didn't have money, you didn't have all this stuff surrounding you, you had to, you know, hold on to family more, and that's what was more important. It pisses me off that you see meth houses and meth babies, and you just say, oh, well, gotta keep, can't do nothing about it. It's his kid. You want to treat his kids like that? Oh, well. I mean, who am I to tell you how to raise your kids? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Who am I to tell you who are you to tell me how to raise my kid? Who am I to tell you how to raise your kid? Bitch, that's not how fucking... It pisses me off so fucking much. Like, I literally, if I were to make a video, I would have to, like, make it, like, 30 fucking times, because I would just go on these... Oh my god, these useless tirades of anger, because it pisses me off so fucking much. Like, it is your responsibility. You are 100% qualified to tell someone when they are doing something damaging to their child. It is 150,000 fucking percent your responsibility. But that's all you do. All you do is me and mine. You could have outreach groups. You could have so many organized groups where people go into meth neighborhoods and clean up all the meth. Get people clean and actually get them clean, by the way, instead of just throwing them into prison when they have meth on them, or expecting them to put up with some stupid fucking program that you have laid out. Like, well, you have to do it yourself. If you're not gonna do it, I'm not gonna be there for you. Like, no, you gotta pin them motherfuckers down and feed them until they're not sick anymore. You have to do it. It's your obligation as someone who had a better fucking life. Someone who got their whiteness for free. Someone who didn't get all methed out when they were a fucking baby. You got that shit for free, so why don't they deserve it? Why don't they deserve it? Why do you deserve it any more than they do? This beautiful life that you've had. You know? It drives me up a fucking wall, dude. Ingrates all over the fucking world. It makes me fucking sick. Anyway, guys, my voice is getting really tired. I'm gonna dial it back a little bit. I'm gonna stop talking so much, but I do want to do one quest on stream. because this is one of my favorite games, like, ever. So I'm gonna go get a drink, and I'll be right back, and we'll get your quest.
Got your back, man.
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
Love to see that in slow motion.
Alright, y'all, I'm back. Okay. Let's go find Eugene. This is weird, I've never experienced this before. I saw someone on a podcast talk about this. That I've never experienced it before, but my voice, like, fucking hurts. You gotta, like, take breaks. I wish people would watch my streams. Alright, here we are.
Let's see, if I had one of these things on, I would want to get it off as fast as possible because, well, because they're butt ugly. And I guess because they just scream, attack me. I'm a suspected bioterrorist. So you want someplace private to get undressed with a door that locks, a place to sit while you changed. A porta potty would be perfect. You'd kill two birds with one stone.
Which of you are hiding there?
I love this fucking game.
Not a great
I love
start.
this game because it, like, it has this, like, that PlayStation vibe, you know what I
Maybe
mean?
you could teach them English.
Great. Bilingual bullying.
Maybe
Nope.
you should teach them English. Yeah. It just has that PlayStation vibe. Like, this was right
No?
when games
Okay.
started to shift a little bit. Like, games are certainly coming back, but... Oh, we got it.
Hey, I'm not with the DUP, and I'm not a freak who goes around opening occupied porta potties. No, wait, I saw him first.
These angels are quick.
I completely lost him.
Hey, Delson, I'm in the Lantern District.
But yeah, like this, back
Yeah, about time you made it across.
when this game came out, I feel like this was still like when gaming
That has
was
something to do with the conduit we're
pioneering,
looking for. I set free a bunch of prisoners
Like,
the dupes were moving.
and
I
they
think
were
one of them
still
might be our
like
guy.
Lucky for you, Big
There was
Brother's
just
here.
this vibe
Bringing
that,
escapees
like,
is what I do.
Well, be on the lookout for anyone in a
that they
black and
had
yellow
back
vest. I
then.
saw one on the
They're
ground
just
in Hing Hang
nowadays
Market. Looked like a bitch to get
it's,
off.
it's coming
Locks
back
all
for
over it.
sure,
Gotta
but
say, little brother, getting the hang of this manhunt thing. Maybe when we get back home, I'll deputize you.
it just has that
Good job
video
for a
game
change.
Whoa, no
vibe
thanks.
that I
One cop in the
love.
family is embarrassing enough.
Like Bully, like GTA and like Bully and like I don't know, the old Call of Duty games, like and like GoldenEye. You know, it's a classic. It's that fucking the Angels. I gotta take out the Angels. Damn, forgot about that.
There's one trapped on the crane. Let's go get him.
You fellas mind if I tag along?
What the fuck? Bro, that's weird. Honestly, there's not really a point for me to keep streaming this, but
Come down.
Make you a deal.
Get any closer.
you're a stain on humanity.
No. No.
No, don't!
Whoa. Nice catch, wingman.
I don't know. I really, really want the world to get better, but it's just like this is just the reality that I live in. I don't feel like I'm meant to be in this world. Like I think I'm just meant to be somewhere else in some other time.
Whoever this
Some
angel
other
maker
time
is,
and
he's
place.
pissing me off. They keep grabbing all the conduits and I can't keep up.
Oh, same old, same old.
If the Angels aren't bad enough, there's these gangs of
I
out hunting
keep
the best
saying,
joints, too.
as I said in this
Those
video
would be
so
occurrence.
much,
An angry gang of
I have
bullies
an
who like to cause
obligation
trouble
to
around
be
the
a guiding
international
light for
district. You
people.
should stay clear of this.
So
So far,
I'm
so good.
gonna try
These
and
guys
do
are
that
real scum of the
and
earth
just keep
types.
Whoa, relax.
keep the semantics
Not
out
fault
of
in
it
the cause,
because it
brother.
just perpetuates
Listen, meet me by the porta
confusion,
potty in the Hing Hay
in
Market.
my opinion.
Got a crazy idea.
All right, I'll meet you by the porta. Listen, man, I don't know what.
You can trust me. I'm a cop.
You know, I've noticed
Okay,
you like
this
to mention
part
that
is
a lot.
kind of fun. Hold on, I wanna. Okay. Yeah, but I'm gonna stream again as soon as I can.
What?
What do you think? I mean, it was a little bit of pain putting on, especially in there. It like somebody had some Thai food. But what do you think? Chase me.
Smells like
Want me
someone
to
had
chase
Thai
you?
food,
Yeah.
bro.
Chase
That's
me, shoot
gross.
me, shoot near me, and we'll see what happens when one of the angels shows up.
Yeah, because I've got a really good batting average with the Angels right now. If they take you, man, they take you to God
Yeah.
knows where.
I know. Okay, but look, you know how you're always losing your phone and then you grab mine and find it?
Right?
Right, well, we have a GPS link.
So you're like a big, ugly tracking device. Okay.
Right, but look, we gotta make this look real, okay? Not too real, just real enough to fool the angels. Get me?
Oh, I can get you right between the eyes.
No, just don't be a dick.
Here is so fun.
Not bad.
I love this game.
Ooh, I'm so gonna be a dick.
Ah, fear me! I am a bioterrorist! Run away in fear, for I have powers!
I don't know what happens if you actually shoot him. I never really tried it, but
Oh no! I'll never surrender! I
yeah.
am a bioterrorist! I eat children and kittens!
Please, conduits don't really do that.
And kittens. And kittens. Yeah, next video. I don't know what it'll be about. Something else. Something else very pertinent. This is just kind of a notes video, honestly.
Fear my powers, world!
And an
Grow
excuse for
to
me
my
to
grandeur.
for me to
Don't have to
stream
bow,
video
honest.
games that I love. Anyway, this is about it, I think.
Flee in terror, mortals!
So,
I could
whoever's
melt your
watching
faces
this-
with nothing more than my pinky!
Ah, fuck.
And cop sweat the bed.
I just killed someone. God damn it. Alright, Alright. There we go.
And we have left.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. Whoever's watching this in the future.